All right, good morning, everyone. It is 10:39 on May 27th, 2021, and this is my daily recap today. I get to do a $146 recap. And, I get to be happy with 146 bucks. It could have been quite different. VTNR, it was a challenging trade today. MOXC is pretty easy. Nice trade. Let's go over it. Here's VTNR. Let me tell you. Look at that. So right in here, it started to hit 1030. And I was kind of like, all right, I'm done trying to trade this thing. I was waiting for it to break back into the body of this breakdown candle. There are a couple stages to this, so I probably ought to start from the beginning. But this is the last time I considered. I traded it twice today. Once for, you'll see, I went for this bounce right here, this bottom candle right here, which would have been terrific if I had held on to it. I'll show you why I wanted to take a position. I took it at 364. I'll show you in a minute. But this one's the real bear. And I was like, okay, it's after 10:30. It's time for me to, just kind of give it up, call it a day. I was looking for it to break, and there it keeps going. Look at it. It's taking off. If that's not just the way it goes. Yeah, I was looking for an entry at 390 at the break into the body of this breakdown candle here that happened at 9:59. This is the 1 minute chart. Oh, look at it go. I knew this thing was going to rip. And no doubt traders are waiting for me, me to leave. The trader's like, okay, Paul's not trading anymore. Let's go. It's time to trade. So, all right, first trade on this thing was this morning, and I started to get into it right here at 422. $4.22 is where I started to get into it. And the reason that I chose $4.22 is because I was watching the level 2, and for whatever reason, $4.22 was a resistance level, and I averaged in during these two candles right here to 400 shares. I bought 100 shares, then again at 422 for 200 shares, and then again at 422 for another 100 shares for a 400 share position. And so I was watching it, and it was breaking 422, and then would pop up, and a seller would show up like around 430. And I was like, okay, 430, whatever. Well, I sold inside of this candle right here. And the reason that I sold inside of that candle is because it started to pop up, and then a gigantic seller popped up on the level 2 at $4.30. It was a 60,000 share seller. And so I was like, all right, it's not making it past 430 anytime soon. And so I sold, and I sold at $4.26 for a 4-cent gain. And then I tell you, as soon as I sold, it ripped up to 478 a share. So, that's it's kind of the way it goes with these stocks that have a higher float. So this thing has, let's get back over to it. I put a bunch of levels on it. And there it is above one of the 455. Anyway, I'll go into it here in a minute. Let's get back over to where on the daily here. Let's get back over to where we are. Yeah. So the float on this thing, I have to actually look at my scanner. Just 36 million share float, and so the way these things trade sometimes, it can be unpredictable. A lot less predictable than when there's a lower float, like a 10 million share float. So I put a bunch of levels on this thing because I went back and I looked, and I was like, well, where are the resistance levels going to be? Where are the targets going to be? And it's now over. Yeah, it used 455 on the daily chart. Looks like a decent entry. On the 10 minute, 1 minute, and the 10 minute, you can see 455 doesn't look quite so great. There's 455 right there. So then I was like, okay, so after it did its rip up, right, without me, I was like, okay, well, let's get an idea of what's going on with this thing. So I put a Fibonacci on it. And you can see here, it used this as support. I didn't know that was there at 405, that $4.05 level right there. I didn't know it was there until I put the Fibonacci on the top of this candle right here. So it was like I was watching. I was like, I was thinking about putting in a trade right here at 404, especially after it dipped down, came back, and tested it and started to move away, but I didn't. I just was like, the volume wasn't very good. And by the way, actually, the volume here, if you looked on the sort of bottom left, right over here, that'll tell you the volume on the day. That is extremely inaccurate. This thing is traded 122, going on 123 million shares today. So it's about to roll its float over 3 times already. So 4 times actually, almost. So pretty crazy. So I was like, okay, well, so here's the golden ratio. This is the 61.8% ratio at $3.64. It's kind of it's pretty small, but you can see it here. $3.64. This is the 61.8% ratio. So I was like, okay, that's a good place to enter. There are a lot of traders that like the 61.8% ratio entry. And so I took it, and sellers, so I bought it 364 and I got filled. And I only bought in 100 shares. And I was watching the level 2, and it dipped down below 364 here. So I actually bought, it was either on, I don't remember exactly where. Let's see. I've got my time up here. 10:08 on the 10:08 candle. So yeah, right here on this candle right here, I bought 100 shares, and watched it bump up past 364 again. So I was like, okay, let's see, if I caught the bottom, and then it dipped down again, and it dipped down below right here. I was like, okay, I'm on 100 shares, and at this point right here, the low was 357, so I was down all of 7 cents, all of $7 on the trade. I was like, okay, no big deal. Let's see it pop back up again, and so it started to pop back up again, and right here on this candle, like a big seller came in at $3.64 and knocked it back down. The high here is 364, the low is 362. And so I was like, all right, screw this. I'm down $2. Maybe I'll catch it down here at the 50% fib. But it didn't do that. It turned right back around, or it didn't turn right back around, but it definitely started its slow climb back toward the next Fibonacci level here at 404. And right in here, I was thinking to myself, okay, it's close to 10:30. It's getting to this next Fibonacci level. I'm done for the day. I'm not even going to bother trying to get into an order or anything. And then as I was preparing this presentation, it just ripped. VTNR was a pretty tough trade for me today. I made a whopping $14 on it. Really could have been significantly more than $14, but ain't that just the way it goes, So 455 here. This could be an entry. It's kind of 455 is a level from way back where it peaked. I don't know. It's possible this could hold. It may not. It's after 10:30. I'm not even going to entertain a thought of getting into it. So then MOXC. So MOXC, this was a pretty nice trade. This is one that popped up late. I didn't put levels on it. I was trading it like a momentum trade. And so you can see here that it was a little bit of profit taking in the morning. It was up. It's up now 13.2%. In the morning, I forgot, it was around 10%, up 10% or whatever. I don't remember. And then it really popped up, and then I had this consolidation level right in here. Had this consolidation range right in here. And so I bought it after it popped through the high. I think it was 21.35, 21.37. So I bought it at $21.37, and it did a really good job. It took off. It got to a high here of, let's see, high of $22.99. And after it started to pull back is when I sold it. I got $1.33 per share on this one. So I bought after the move over its morning high at 21.37, and then I sold at 23.60. I watched it almost hit 23. Yeah, almost hit $23 on this one, high of 22.99, and then it started to drop. And so yeah, I dumped it. Let's see, I've forgotten the price, and I'm not able to do the math off the top of my head like I used to. It's $1.33. Oh yeah, 22.7. Okay, I thought it was closer to 22.6. So it hit this high right here and started to pull back kind of quickly. I was watching level 2. Some sellers came in, and so yeah, I got it pretty much right at the close. The close is at 22.68, and so I got out just before the close of this candle at $22.70 for 130, almost $133 trade on only 100 shares. I took really small size. And so that was, a good trade. It worked out well. It's definitely well over a 1% gain there. And in fact, actually, if 21 cents, here, let's see. Let's pull up the calculator again. Clear. So I got $1.33, and we'll call it 22, about 22 cents. Let's go back by 0.22. So I got a 6% gain off of those 100 shares. It's nice. Definitely could have traded that one with some more size. This had a small float, smaller float at least. It's got shares outstanding at 19 million, and the float I think was around 15 million. Let's see. Where is it? La-di-da. La-di-da. Where is the float? MOXC. Where is the float? I'm looking at my scanner. I don't see it on my, I lost it wherever it went on my scanner. I don't see it now. Well, so the float was around 15 million. So it was going to trade and behave quite a bit more like a momentum stock than, for example, VTNR. VTNR, it didn't, at least didn't shake me off, with like a loss, but I definitely could have traded this one better, especially after I put the Fibonacci up and I saw the 61.8 fib. It's just a wonderful Fibonacci to watch. So anyway, good trade on MOXC. Not a great trade on VTNR. And that's all I traded today. There are a couple other things that I had on watch this morning. HXL, it opened up, made a little bit of a rise there from low of $59 to almost 60. Did run up past 60, but my level was at $57.98, and I was really skeptical of this one anyway, because it only traded, by the time the market opened, it still had only traded less than 10,000 shares on a 61 million share, I think, outstanding. Let's see, 83 million shares outstanding. I don't remember the float. And so I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to HXL anyway. Beyond Meat just opened up and ripped. Didn't come anywhere near my level. I had one level on this. I wonder where oh no, I had a bunch of levels on this one. For whatever reason, I deleted the levels. I think I had a level between 131 and like 129. Pardon me, 129 something. And it didn't come anywhere near my levels. And so there's no trade there. The next one, SPR popped up later. This wasn't a part of the pre-market strategy session. But yeah, SPR popped up. I didn't trade it. Obviously, it's not my P&L. But it gave a pretty good signal here. Let's look at the 1 minute. Oh, actually, this one did a really nice job. So it opened, dipped down a bit, opened, and then consolidated for almost a half an hour. And you can see here, let's get that one there. Let's put the magnet on there, and then here to here. And it did an outstanding job. It consolidated and then broke out. I didn't play it. I really wasn't paying close attention to it. So this is from like about 48.60 up to 49.29. So about 60 cents worth. Not the world's biggest trade, but definitely able to forecast. That there was a risk reward there that was worth it. Didn't trade it, so yeah, that's life. Let's see. Seems like there was something else going on. I've forgotten what it is that I was looking at. Sand, silver, the SPY. Yeah. Well, maybe that. Oh, here we go. So GOED. Now this is an interesting one. Here it is on the 1 minute chart. I can't find any news on why this thing popped up. It just all of a sudden started ripping up, and there's decent volume on it. Let me go over to Street Smart Edge to take a look at the volume. Yeah, the volume here has 580,000 shares traded today, and no news. No. Let's see. Heavy Gerdecker has tripled on Thursday before being halted several times for volatility. Has been attempting to raise $205 million of equity fund proposed. So I guess they're trying to raise some capital for some kind of an expansion. Back here on the 13th of May, Gerdecker and Appliances Connection announces Q1 combined revenue of 123 million, which I'm guessing. Let's go look at the quarterly. Let's look at the quarterly down here. Oh, I don't know. Revenue 13 million. This was 13. That's 12 May. I don't know. Well, anyway, so it's been halted since 9:46 this morning. The last timestamp on a trade was at 9:46. It opened up. Let's see what it opened up here. It opened at 1682. Went for a high of 1682. Isn't that interesting? And then closed at 1665 after it made a low of $15, and then just started to tank. I guess the exchanges decided to halt the trading on this one because there's maybe news pending, or they just didn't like the way it traded. They didn't want people getting involved, which is something kind of new. That's something that I've only seen recently on the exchanges, is they'll just shut down trading on certain equities for not no apparent reason, but I guess if they don't like the way something's trading, I mean, they'll shut it down for a few hours instead of just the regular 5 to 10 minute volume trading halts. So I don't know what the deal is, but it definitely ran up pre-market. Traders jumped in this thing pre-market and ran it up pretty high. Oh, and I don't know why. I don't remember ever having looked at the stock before, but I had levels here on it at 1781 and 1276. No idea. I don't remember ever looking at it before, but obviously I have. These are my charts. So yeah, it's still stuck in a halt, and it's been halted now for almost an hour, almost an hour and 15 minutes. It'll probably open up in like 3 or 4 hours, and will open up much lower, most likely. Anyway, yeah, I feel bad for anybody who's stuck in this trade right now. That's the trading day. That's pretty much the grind. Could have done a little bit better today. Definitely could have traded VTNR better. Let's go back and look at it again. It's coming back down after that spike. And I did okay on MOXC. I didn't take enough risk on MOXC. But, not bad. I mean, $146. It's not, my target is $500 a day. But I've been taking my foot off the pedal with the time of the year lately, and holding on to those gains. So it's after 10:30. It's almost 11 o'clock now. Time to call it a day. Go home, do some chores, get some lunch, take a nap, get ready to go pick up my 5-year-old and my 3-year-old from kindergarten and daycare, respectively. Good luck out there, everybody. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you at tomorrow morning's strategy session. I am out.